Hey guys, it's Bunny Son. Oh, alright, okay, it's the intro. So let's just watch this intro. This goes on for ages. I don't even know why I put that clip in, and it's not even that good a lift. Anyway, so, do you like my logo, guys? So let's take you through a commentary of my first 2 days of these 2 peak weeks. Week 1 is 2 sessions. I spaced them about 4 days apart, Monday and Thursday. The first one is a 4x4 at 85%, which is fairly high, 170, and the second one is a 4x3 at 87.5, which works out to be about 175 for me. So what I decided to show you in these clips is my setup for the first day. So they're quite long clips, but anyway, what the cues I use to set up for my deadlift and how I think it's worked for me. Maybe you can take some away for you. I set up with a very close stance, so you can kind of see on this bar there's a center knurling, there's a darker bit in the middle. That's about 2 or 3 inches thick, and about 2 or 3 inches wide, and I set my feet either side of that. And then I try and stand tall, tuck my shoulder blades back, and relax my traps. Then I use the cue, find my feet, so I'm trying to wriggle around, feel the pressure throughout the whole of my foot, not just my heels. I don't know if that's good or bad. And then I take 2 or 3 deep breaths. One's kind of like a superficial one just to fill the top of my lungs, and then one's really, really deep to kind of mimic pushing out against my belt. Then left hand hook grip, right hand hook grip, and I try to do 3 hip dips. 1 to set my lats and 2 to get my hips. I've been very slack on those hip dips recently. I don't know what they're called actually. I call them hip dips, but I don't know, humps, whatever. The weight on this day wasn't the best, I'll be honest. On Facebook I said, actually, if you guys haven't had me on Facebook, feel free to do so. I'll leave the link down below. Anyway, I said anything under 4 plates is beginning to feel like a joke, and obviously this barbell decided to read my Facebook and repay me for that comment, because these felt like absolute shit today. I just couldn't get my lats and my glutes to do what I wanted. The bar was coming out in front of me and the speed of the floor just felt horrendous. I'm not sure if that is in part as well due to the fact that I haven't done any squats or front squats for a while, so I've probably lost some quad gains, but my speed of the floor has just gone to absolute shit, so I'm hoping that really doesn't affect me when it comes to comp day, and I've just got enough in the tank to see me through. As you can see here, so the cues, left hand hook grip, right hand hook grip, 3 hip dips, and up we go. The bar, again, is coming a little bit out in front of me, and that's just because I can't retract my lats. What I found on the second day of this peak week is that I trimmed my beard, and I think that genuinely made a significant influence on my deadlifting, because the second day was even worse than today, and the clothing made a difference as well. As you can see, I've got the SBD deadlift socks, so obviously I'm a very serious lifter. Got some good conversations going on in the back as well. You can see I've started listening to some music, so usually in my max effort clips or my top sets you'll hear music pretty loud in the background, and that is just because previously I have not had an iPod or phone that has music, and so I haven't been able to listen to it without it being loud in the room. I know it's a bit annoying for other members, so as soon as possible I got that sorted. I'm usually listening to something like Rise Against, Atreyu, something quite heavy, but I do have Taylor Swift, and most of the music I use in these videos on there as well, so occasionally one of those gets in there. Now this last set in particular was bad from my point of view. The camera was on about 5% battery, and when I was at Devon Strongest Man, when it was at that point, it didn't last long at all, about a minute, so I was very conscious of wanting to get this on film, and because of that I stupidly rushed my setup, lost my focus, and the first rep just went to absolute shit. Watch it. The speed off the floor there was just terrible, and you can see, luckily, from the amount of deadlift work I've done recently, I am strong enough to get through these reps, but they're just not going as cleanly as I want them to, especially this last set. It's just, that's probably the worst set of deadlifts I've done in a long time. So I wanted to take this through to the next day, but I didn't. This day was probably even worse, to be fair. I'm representing the Devon Strength t-shirt I got at the weekend, but I decided to be Nick right and cut the sleeves off, and instantly I've regretted it so much because I look like such a douchebag. Look at me. I've got my singlet on, I'm wearing a bright orange cut off t-shirt and a beanie. Like, who wears that? Anyway, tried to get a couple of different angles today. Again, I just could not get my hips to do what I wanted them to do today, and everything was slow, especially off the floor. That's a real concern for me. If I was confident I could get 200 off the floor, it'd be fine. I'm pretty sure I can lock out 200, but it's just getting it off the floor now that's the main issue. I've rushed these clips. I haven't really shown you my setup as much because it's not really that interesting, to be honest, is it? But you can see it's just so bad off the floor, and I don't want to add in squats now for this last week because, you know, what's the point? It'll probably affect my recovery even more. But why did I neglect them? Honestly, like, what was I thinking? You can see I've moved to a different part of the gym and I've had to use a little mat. I'm not really too concerned about that. It's like half an inch or something. And if anything, when I come to pull from the floor, I'll have more leg drive, so it'll be better for me. This is me setting up. I had no idea I breathed this loudly. Just trying to get hyped up. And I get so hyped up. This set is just so embarrassing, but I had to throw it in anyway for you guys. As you can see, I try and row the bar and I didn't have a good enough grip. Anyway, this set actually moves alright, to be fair. So I'm hoping that the hype on the day can see me through. But yeah, that was definitely an improvement. For some reason I'm tuning my headphones as well. But yeah, that was today, guys. Thank you for watching. I know it hasn't been particularly interesting, but take care and I'll speak to you again soon. Ta-ra.